Hey everyone, how's it going? So what am I doing now? I'm actually running some errands, and I thought about something I wanted to talk to you about. And in our industry, basically automotive repair, any industry where you got to deal with the general public. I don't care if you're an appliance repair guy, a plumber, an electrician, an auto mechanic, or you're in retail, you're a waiter, a waitress, anything like that where you have to deal with the general public. For some reason, there is a philosophy that, hey, the customer is always right. BS. I do not believe it. I do not agree with it. Will I do everything I can in my power to make sure the customer is happy and make sure I do everything to get the customer, to make sure the customer is satisfied? Sure, absolutely. I will do that. However, if the customer is always right, no. Because I can tell you, I don't know how many times I've had it where the customer's blatantly wrong and they are trying to take advantage of a situation. And, they're trying to get either something for nothing or they just have a bad attitude or whatever. So what do I do in a case like that? I fire people. I fire customers. And I have absolutely no problem firing a customer. We get customers coming in. Happened recently. I won't say how recently, but it happened recently. Customer came in and on a Friday. I need my AC fixed. They show up around 11 o'clock. I need my AC fixed. Okay, I can schedule an appointment for you. No, I need it fixed today. Well, I don't know what's wrong with it. I'd have to be able to look at it first and figure out what's going on. We're going on vacation. I need it fixed now. Now, this is also a customer who's been to the shop before, and every single time they come in, there's a problem. Every time, without fail, there is a problem. It could be with, hey, Mr. Jones, Mrs. Jones, you need X, Y, and Z done on your car as a repair. Okay, how much is that going to cost? It's going to cost X, Y, and Z. 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine, go ahead, repair it. Then they come in. Why did this cost so much? I don't understand why this cost so much. Well, hold on. You already agreed to the price. Price us out compared to other people, other shops, and you're going to find we are way more than competitive. We are usually the lesser expensive in town. I won't say we're the cheapest, but I will say that we are nowhere near the most expensive. Just looking out for traffic. But it seems like every time we've worked on this particular customer's vehicles, there was a problem. Didn't matter what it was always a problem. So they come in and they gotta have it fixed now, gotta have it fixed now, gotta have it fixed now. Okay, when did the problem start? Oh, it started about 6 weeks ago. Okay, and you're coming in now? Well, we're going on vacation, we're leaving in the morning. Okay. Well, what I can do for you is I could try charging it and see if that works. If that works, maybe it'll hold while you're on vacation. I don't know, I can't tell you. Well, how much is that gonna cost? That'll be a $200 charge. To evacuate, recharge the whole bit, and put Freon in. Oh, I'm not paying that. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're not doing that. Well, no, I want it fixed. Okay, I can't get it in the shop. I don't know what part of that they didn't understand. It basically, I told them too at that point in time, we are a four-man operation. We have 4 people at that shop making the shop work. That particular day that they showed up on a Friday, there was 2 of us there. So I was doing double duty in the office and in the shop. So they're like, well, you could push somebody else off and get me in. No, that's not how this works. These other people have been scheduled, they've been here, whatever. We're working on other cars. No, we cannot do that. And everything becomes an argument. And this particular case was an argument. And basically, I told them at that point, all right, well, unfortunately, there's nothing that we can do to help you. And from this point forward, you're going to have to find another shop to do all of your repairs. Excuse me? You're going to have to find another shop to do all of your repairs. On any of your cars, any work that you need done, you're going to have to bring it elsewhere. I don't understand. I don't understand what you don't understand. I'm telling you, you got to bring your car elsewhere because we will no longer be servicing your vehicles. And this is a situation that Robert and I have discussed. Robert is the shop owner. And it boils down to, if I feel that it's not worth having that customer there because they're too much of a stress, I don't need the stress. He doesn't need the stress. None of us need the stress. If it's too much of a stress, I have the right to fire a customer. He said, go right ahead. If you feel it's necessary, go ahead. He goes, I won't second guess whatever you're saying. Okay, perfect. So basically, I fired the customer. And the customer was really taken aback. Like, I don't understand how you could do that to me. Very easily. I don't need your aggravation to ruin my day. I can aggravate myself and ruin my own day by myself. I don't need your help in doing so. I have great customers. I really do. I mean, I have fired customers that bring their cars to me at my house. I have people that bring their cars 4 hours away. I had my friend bring a car from Tennessee 10 hours away. I had somebody bring their car from Massachusetts. I mean, not Massachusetts, Connecticut, down to me to work on their vehicle. I mean, I don't need you as a customer if you're going to be that type of a customer. I don't need that. I want to fix your car. I want to fix everybody's car if I can. However, like I said, I don't need the stress. I don't need the aggravation. I don't need somebody coming in and acting like a bully towards me, making demands that I need to drop what I'm doing to fix their problem. No, that's not how it works. Now, let's say it was that same customer, and the same customer came in and said, listen, I'm really in a pickle. Can you take a look at my car? I need to have this done or that done. Sure, let me see what I can do. Let me drop what I'm doing. Let me see what I can do. But that's not how it started. That's not how the whole conversation went. Not even remotely close to it. So it's like, I am more than willing to bend over backwards to help people. But if you're going to sit there and have an attitude with me, sorry, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you. I don't know. It's bizarre behavior, if you ask me. And people that have those extended warranties, those car shields and auto fix ya or whatever the heck it's called. There's a whole bunch of them. We honor all of them. If you bring your car to us, we honor them. But a lot of times they have deductibles and stuff like that, and a lot of times they have they won't cover absolutely everything like they make you believe that they will do. And we explain this to people, and then they give us an attitude about it. And it's like, first off, I didn't pick the insurance. It's not my car that's broken, it's your car. I'm being way more than fair. Nobody else around here would touch your vehicle because of that contract. So, if you want to go to the dealer, you can. Oh, I don't want to go to the dealer because they charge too much. Well, okay. So basically, all I'm getting at is it's okay to fire a customer. In my opinion, you may think differently, in that subject there. But telling a customer to kick rocks, whatever, there's nothing wrong with it. I have really upset a few people over the years. Matter of fact, I had a situation where I personally fired a customer and basically said the same thing. I can no longer work on your car. And I don't think they understood it. And they kept on contacting me to work on their car. And I just basically ignored them. They eventually started showing up at my place. This is when we lived out on the coast. They started showing up there with like baskets of cookies and candy, and they would show up at Joe and Moe's with drinks and stuff like that. Basically like, I know I was a butthole to you, but will you please start working on my car again? Yeah, okay, I will. As long as you understand that your attitude in that created the issue. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that it's right for you. I'm going to do everything in my power to get you back on the road. But there are limitations to that. There's only so much I can do. So, but anyway, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you. So, firing a customer, as far as I'm concerned, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, I kind of recommend it because it's kind of a liberating feeling knowing that you could tell these people, nope, I'm not gonna work on your car. Go find somebody else. Don't care. And especially when you give somebody an estimate on something, and you say it's going to be, XYZ dollar-wise to fix your car, and then they go somewhere else, have them fix it, they absolutely destroy the car in the process. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that happen, because they're either inept or whatever, and then they come crawling back to you needing you to fix it. It's just, they give you an attitude because you gave them a certain price, and I can get it done cheaper, go ahead. And I can tell you honestly, I've had several people come back to me like that, and sorry, you got to bring it back to where you brought it, because I will not work on your car. So anyway, it's starting to be pouring rain here. It's sunny out, but it's pouring rain. So anyway, that's about it. I hope you got something out of that. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. All right, guys, have a great day. Keep wrenching.